Recently, I've been thinking about Niners fans, and they're really perplexing at times because despite having 3 quarterbacks on their roster in Trey Lance, Sam Darnold, and Brock Purdy, they only act like they have one, and they have to choose one and then defend them to the death. So if they're a Brock Purdy fan, often you'll see them saying wild things about Trey Lance, about how he'll never be ready and it's a bust, despite not even seeing him play that much. But vice versa, if they're a Trey Lance fan, they'll go ahead and say Brock Purdy got lucky, defenses will scheme around him, despite no defense really being able to scheme around him last year. I mean, even the Seattle Seahawks saw Brock Purdy twice, and the first time Brock Purdy wasn't even able to practice, and the Seahawks still weren't able to stop him, despite Pete Carroll being one of the premier defensive coordinators around the league. Despite having 2 quarterbacks Kyle Shanahan hand-selected in the draft, the Niners also picked up Sam Darnold. But this is where things get a little absurd, because everyone, despite having these 2 quarterbacks who have proven to be effective in Shanahan's system, is now calling for Sam Darnold, a quarterback who's proven throughout his career to not make good decisions, which is one thing that Kyle Shanahan cannot have in his offense. I guess the point of me making this video is that while each person undoubtedly has their preference in quarterback, obviously my preference isn't Sam Darnold, my preference is more like Brock Purdy, it doesn't necessarily mean the other quarterbacks or the worst quarterbacks are trash or belong in the XFL, for instance. I mean, I think Trey Lance has an extremely high ceiling and could develop into Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen. And we haven't really even seen what Trey Lance is. He's only playing it in a couple of games. So I really wouldn't be opposed to that. Another thing to mention is that Brock Purdy isn't even throwing the football right now. It's only Trey Lance and Sam Darnold. So I don't see why we need to bash Trey Lance or bash Brock Purdy. I think they're both Niners quarterbacks, and I'm just here to support it. So those are just my thoughts on why Niners fans love to hate their quarterbacks. Ultimately, I'd like to hear your thoughts down below. Why do you think the Niners fan base is so tribalistic when it comes to quarterbacks? Is it that we're just anxiously awaiting the next great quarterback to walk through the door, and until we have that, no one's satisfied? Or what exactly do you guys think's happening here? I'd love to hear down below. It would also mean a ton to me if you liked and subscribed. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. It truly means a ton.